Okay, hi. It is me. It's Jordan from W&W. I think it's working. Give me 1 second. Boom. Oh, incredible. What's up? Okay. The first time doing this, guys. So yes, it's going to be a little bit scuffed. But I'm very excited. Chat, please let me know if you can hear me. You can hear my voice. This is the W&W studio right here. I'm currently in the middle of a move. There's normally more things in here, but I don't know. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited. We got a bunch of people in chat. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Pulp, Christian. Oh, look at all these people. It's gonna be a really good. You have a line of sight. Yep, Florida man, Jumbo Shrimp. Real ones know for sure. Okay, sick. So this is how the Army List show is going to work. I'm either going to do it every week or bi-weekly, depending on how well this does, how we're feeling, and how many people submit lists, basically. Represent, yeah, Florida man represent. So what's going to happen is I have 7 lists from the community, from you guys, that I'm going to review today. And I'm going to take a look at, give some suggestions onto what I think I would do with them. And then kind of, I have some people who are asking like, what would you buy first, or what would you do first? So I'll do my best to go over what I think would be good purchases for you, and then kind of different changes to help within the meta and everything. So that's what I'm excited about. One more thing to mention, if you are a member, you do kind of get pushed a little bit forward into the queue. I'm always going to try and do a mix of members and non-members of the community, because I want to acknowledge members, of course, but then I don't want to feel like other people are just getting, like blocked out because of a paywall. And that's definitely not what we want to do. So let's get into it, okay? So our first Army List is Not a Bet, who is, I hope I'm saying that correct, by the way. I'm going to butcher a lot of names today. I apologize already. Who is a member, and they are doing an invasion fleet for us. Let's see what they were talking about. So I'm looking at swapping Tervigon and 40 Termagants for Gene Stealers and 3rd T-Fex. Kind of worried I won't have enough secondary play, but maybe I need to protect my VRL since they never make it past turn 2. Here's my list. 7 out of how many lists submitted? We had like 20 lists submitted, which I was just shocked. I'm like, goodness gracious. The Bad Dan. Okay, sweet. So I obviously I can't do all 20. I think that would be an incredibly long stream. This is always going to be longer because I'm not really good at technology, so it's going to be a little bit of a mess. But anyways, here we are. Let's get back into the Bad Dan or Natabet or whoever that is. I apologize. So it is Invasion Fleet. Strike Force, 2k points, of course. We have a Broodlord with the perfectly adapted or adapted. I kind of like that on it, a little bit. Hive Tyrant, Venom Cannon, Bone Sword Lash Whip, Adaptive Biology. This character is just kind of like a staple in all of my lists. It probably too much to a fault. I just always slam him in there. Then we've got Hormagaunts, Termagants, Biovore, Double Exocrine, Gene Stealers, Double Maliceptor, and then Triple Tyranifex. Now, I had looked at this a little bit. If you are going Triple Tyranifex, I think this is the loadout you do. I think you do one acid spray and double rupture cannon. Um, I just think that's cool because like the rupture cannon still do rupture cannon things, and then the acid spray is able to kind of take the middle board and be just this really annoying threat to Overwatch and everything. But I like this. I like triple Tyranifex. I think it is pretty good to have. And then you have the 2-3-man Von Ryans. Neat. Okay, so let's go back up to the top and let's talk about kind of what Natabet was looking at and what they were concerned about. So they swapped out Tervigon and 40 Termagants for Gene Stealers and third T-Fex. And then they're worried about secondary play with VRLs dying as well pretty quickly. So here's my thing. Here's what I'm going to say, and I'll kind of go into my reasoning. And I honestly have not like gone through and like pre-planned how we would fix this or how we would change this. But Natabet, I'm going to agree with you. I think you're lacking a little bit on the secondary play, especially if you're throwing out your Von Ryans really quickly. They're gonna evaporate, and then it's gonna be kind of tough after that. I did put your list in. So what I have done with Invasion Fleet list recently is I have dropped the second Maliceptor, which in my opinion, at first really hurt my heart to do so. But I have actually been really happy with the one Maliceptor play and then like 4 other monsters just kind of chilling in there. So there's two things we can do. We can either drop this Maliceptor here, or we can drop the Acid Spray Tyranifex. I want to try and first drop the Maliceptor, and then see where we are with points, and then kind of go from there. So one other thing that this might be a hot take, I don't know, chat tells me. I don't like just the 10-man Termagant squad. The only reason why I don't like the 10-man Termagant squad is because if we drop this enhancement right now, which I think is 15 points, then this becomes Hormagaunts, and then we have 10 extra points. So actually what I'm going to do first, the first actual thing that is in stream with the Army List show, I'm going to drop Perfectly Adapted from the Broodlord. And that's going to give us 15 points, I believe. Yep, 15 points. And then I'm going to immediately upgrade those Termagants to Hormagaunts. I know, keep the T-Fex, drop the Maliceptor, switch up. Whoo, a Pazzo. That's a lot of shifts there. If points work out. So let's take a look. All right, so if I drop Perfectly Adapted, upgrade the Termagants to Hormagaunts, that leaves us. That's going to leave us with, I think, 5 points left over. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, cool. Yes, then that is at 1990. So we have 10 points to play with. Excellent. Okay, so already right there, I feel like double Hormagaunts is definitely better for secondary play than Termagants Hormagaunts. 10-inch move is 10-inch move, you know? I don't really use them to charge stuff, though I do that. But like 10 inches as opposed to 6 inches. I know you can do cool things with the reactive move, and I think that is pretty sweet as well. However, I don't know. Let's take a look. Okay, so I think 32. I just bought my second Maliceptor. I'd have a hard time dropping one of the two. They're such good anchors. I agree. So we're gonna look. I think what we should do for the Bad Dan, which is a way better way for me to say his name, is we're going to take a look at 2 different possible things. I think we definitely dropped Perfectly Adapted off of the Broodlord. We're going to first see what the list looks like if we drop the second Maliceptor, and then we're also going to see what it looks like if we drop the T-Fex. So if we drop the Maliceptor, that's 170 points. And this is actually a really easy change. If we drop the Maliceptor here, the Bad Dan, you know what we get? We get two 10-man gargoyle squads. Okay. I promise you I didn't look at that ahead. But if we drop the Maliceptor, then that's exactly 170 points. And then we go from there. This is Invasion Fleet, my friend Goo. So if that's one course of action, we can go. Maleceptor is out of there, so that would be 170 points. And then the gargoyles just kind of slot right in there. It's pretty good. If you don't have gargoyles, I think you definitely should run gargoyles. Now we're at the point then if we have double gargoyles, and I'm going to put this into my thing just so I'm keeping track of where it is. Boop, boop. And we still have 10 points left over if we do that. Boom. Okay, so that's 1990. So if we do that, then in my opinion, this squad of Hormagaunts right here is not nearly as good. Okay, so I think we would drop that as well, which would then get us 75 points. Okay, cool. Which I think is 75 points. Okay, the other thing I will have to say about this list, a little sneak peek to the next list, is I'm not sure I'm in love with the double Von Ryans. Okay, I know some people really, really, really like them. I think they are just kind of okay, if I'm being honest with you. So what I would do, since we have 75 points, I would, one thing that I think is definitely missing, and let me get this out of here for right now. Okay. I would put Raveners. I like Raveners, and they fit very nicely in that 75 point slot. And then honestly, that's a good way to just shore up those last 75 points with Raveners. Okay, so if we dropped the Maleceptor, this is what I would do. Okay, so the Bad Dan, this is what I would do. And I'm not sure. Raveners, yes! I'm not sure we're gonna go super in depth with all of these lists, just depending on time, But so if we drop the Maleceptor, this is the first option. We definitely drop the enhancement here off the Broodlord. We keep Hive Tyrant because he's beautiful. Hormagaunts, Gargoyles, Biovore, Exocrine, 10 Gene Stealers, 1 Maleceptor, 3-man Ravener squad, triple Tyranifex, and then double Von Ryans. I know some people like Von Ryans. If I was doing this, and that's a clean 200. If I was doing this, I would honestly drop both of these right here. And I would do 2 Lictors. So then you would have, I believe, 20 points left over. And then you can slap that perfectly adapted back on to your Broodlord if you want. Okay, cool. So that's option 1. Let's rewind a little bit, and then we will take a second to do if we drop a Tyranifex, which I don't think the Bad Dan wants to drop a Tyranifex because he was just talking about how much he had it, or how much he wanted to use it. So we're dropping this, and then Termagants times 10, which is 60. Ooh. Okay. Cool. And then we're just gonna say we're gonna drop perfectly adapted for right now. So if we drop a Tyranifex, that means we're gonna have and sad to say, I would drop the Acid Spray before either of the Rupture Cannons. So if we drop perfectly adapted, and if we drop 1 Tyranifex, and I think we have 205. So let me do this on my phone. Oh, and then this was not. So it's like this. Got to reset. Boop. Termagants. Okay, 1700. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, it's because I messed with some stuff. Oh, Raveners. I need to add the Maleceptor back. Okay, cool. Yeah, 205. Exactly. All right. So I think we still do our plan of. Ooh, wrong screen. You just built an Acid Spray T-Vex? Yeah, dude, they're awesome. And like the gun looks so cool. Okay, cool. I think we still go to Gargoyles times 10, which is 85. And then Gargoyles times 10, which is 85. Okay, cool. So that leaves us with, let me put that in real quick. Yeah, I just don't like the 10-man Termagants. Chat, do you guys agree? Do you like the 10-man Termagants, or what are you thinking? Boop, boop. So that leaves us with 95 points. We still have the 2 Von Ryans. We still have double Tyranifex. We still have double Maliceptor, double Exocrine, Gene Stealers, Biovore. So there's 2 things we could do. I think if I put a Lictor in, let's say 2 Lictors, and then we're 25 over. If I drop 1 Von Ryans, then it's 45, which 45 is kind of awkward. I'm not sure we have room for double Lictor. Okay. I'm going to cut both of the Von Ryans. I'm sorry, the bad Dan, if you're very excited about Von Ryans. Okay, this is what I think I would do. This is what I think I would do. And I think I'm worried that I'm just going to like accidentally build one of my lists that is already like in my Warhammer app. That's what I'm worried I'm going to do. Okay, cool. So this is what I did. Hormagaunts, Gargoyles, and then sorry, man. I think we are getting rid of the Von Ryans. We'll see. Lictor, which is 60 points. They keep going up. Actually, I shouldn't say that because they're very cheap. Too cheap. Okay, so we got Lictor. We keep that there. And then something that I honestly kind of thought was missing is a Neurotyrant. So let me just double check that this is everything. We have Broodlord, we have Hive Tyrant, Adaptive Biology, Neurotyrant, Gargoyle, Hormagaunt, Biovore, Exocrine, Gene Stealer. Lictor's at the bottom because I don't know how the alphabet works. Double Maliceptor, and double Tyranifex with Rupture Cannon. Let me know, chat. What do you think? The Bad Dan, I don't know if he's here right now, but I think those 2 things, I definitely feel like double Lictor is kind of a necessity that Tyranids are doing, even though they went up in points. I think they're really strong. I think the Lone Op is incredible. I run 3 of them most of the time if I'm able to. Yeah, and I really like 2 Gargoyles, Hormagaunts. I know some people are kind of off of Gargoyles because they're just expensive, but like for what they do, it's so good. And then with Gargoyles and Hormagaunts, I actually really do like the Neurotyrant. Lictor is better than VRL. Yeah, I agree so. Oh, Daniel, you're okay. Cool, nice. Yeah, I that's kind of what I would do, and I think I do like the Neurotyrant because the Flamer's good, you know, that's fine. But then in Invasion Fleet, the strats are heavily reliable, or they rely pretty heavily on being in Synapse, and I think being able to put the Lictors in Synapse, giving them strength 8 to just go like take out some scouts or something is really good, or putting the Gargoyles in Synapse, you know. Gargoyles with a 5-up feeling of pain actually live to some things. They do. So, Bad Dan, thanks for submitting your list. Thanks for being a member. I appreciate you chilling here with me. But those are kind of my thoughts on this list. Let me know, chat, if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. You know, let me know your favorite flavor of ice cream. If you want to tell me about that too, that'd be good. I've been like delaying sipping this drink for like 3 minutes. I'm gonna take a sip while chat catches up. Okay. Next, sorry, that was loud. I'm sorry. This next list is Vanguard Onslaught. For today, I think we only have Vanguard Onslaught and we only have Invasion. So we'll take a look. I think I forgot to do this one in my thing, but we'll see what we can do. This is Catherine. Thank you so much for being a member, Catherine. You know, I don't want to plug it too much, but if you are a member, yes, thank you, Pope. If you are a member, your lists are going to get a little bit up in the queue. It's just how it's going to be for a little bit. We had 20 lists submitted, which is crazy, but very cool. Let's take a look at this Vanguard Onslaught list. We have the Broodlord with Neuronode. We have the Flyrant, Chameleonic. I actually really like this. Neurotyrant, Death Leaper. Cool. Winged Tyranid Prime to fly around and give synapse to things. Okay. We have a Biovore. We have 1x10 Gene Stealers. Go with the Broodlord. Thank you. 1 Lictor. 1 Norn Emissary. Woo-wee! It's a beautiful model. But it is 275 points. So we will be looking at that for a second. We have 2x3 Ravagers. And then 2 Trigons. 3x3 Von Ryans to leap and scream. Absolutely. Oh, and the Trigons to bounce around, hit hard, take objectives in round 5. Super cool. And then we have 1x6 Zoanthropes that go with the Neurotyrant. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're liking the content. I'm glad you found your way into our live chat, dude. That's awesome. So just zooming out with the Vanguard Onslaught, some hot takes. I actually really like the Neurotyrant with Zoanthropes. And the main reason is, if you're feeling really aggressive, which I feel like sometimes Vanguard wants to be really aggressive, you can just turn 1, bring these guys from strategic reserve, and then just like blow up a flank, and then see what your opponent can do in response to that. Could be good, you know. But let me build this list real quick, and just to make sure I'm getting everything right. And then we'll jump into the kind of stuff that I'm probably looking at changing or taking out or whatever. So we've got Broodlord, Flyrant, Winged Hive Tyrant, Neurotyrant, very cool. Deathleaper, Winged Tyranid Prime. Already have that. Okay, so those 4, and then he's gonna have Neuronode. Oop, I did 2 Deathleapers. Don't want that. And then the Hive Tyrant is going to have Chameleonic. Okay, cool. Then we don't have any battle line, I don't believe, which is fine. That's okay. You don't always need to have battle line. And we have a Biovore. We have 1 10-man Gene Stealer. So the way that I like to run Vanguard is I still like the 30-man Gene Stealer brick, where I just like rush at my opponent, kind of move block them, put them in Gene Stealer jail, and then just that's kind of the game, you know. 1 Lictor. 1 Lictor. Norn Emissary. So I'm gonna approach this as if we want to be as competitive as possible. I will try and leave the Norn in for a little bit, but he's probably zooting out, I would think. And then 6-man Zoanthropes. But Catherine, I don't think this is a bad list at all. I think it is very cool. And I think a lot of people are really not going to be expecting something like this in Vanguard Onslaught, which is cool. You know, I think the Trigons is definitely a really good tech, because being able to come out and then come back on with the 1 CP strat to remove 2 things, 3-inch deep strike is pretty sweet. I like that, but I think it's like one of those things where if you're doing that, you're either going to want to have double Trigon, or you're going to want to have 1 Norn. I think the points are too much in order to do both of those tricks. So something that I would really like to do right off the bat, and it might hurt, I'm sorry. I know the Norn is very, very cool. We're going to remove the Norn, and in its place, I'm going to put another 10-man Gene Stealer and Broodlord. Okay, so that leaves us at 1955. Okay, so Norn is gone. And then we do this. Command C, boop. We'll go there, and then Broodlord here. Okay, so that leaves us at 1955 points. All right, cool. So we have 2 10-man Gene Stealers, 1 Lictor, 2x3 Raveners, 2 Trigons, 3x3 Von Ryans, 1x6. Yes, Kevin, good point. Yeah, also the Raveners, Armored Thorax. I would think so. I'm going to do Thorax right there. I saw somebody actually run the guns. I thought they were, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. You know, if you've had success with the thorax guns, let me know. That could be kind of cool to see, but I don't think I rate them very high either. All right. So I think this fella goes. Maybe crash. I don't know. So there's two schools of thought. All of our points are just kind of sunk up by the double Trigon, and then the triple Von Ryans. Like, these are good. I do like Von Ryans, but I think we're probably pretty safe to cut them down to 1 3-man. So let's try that. So that leaves us with 1885 points. I want more lictors in this. I think you kind of want to go like full send lictors. Okay, so I'm putting at least one more lictor in. One more lictor. Oop. It was going to bother me if I capitalized that, and then the other one wasn't capitalized. So that's 1945. And then we are kind of looking at maybe doing one blob of 6. I just feel like we don't have. All right, here's the slippery slope. I think we do. I don't want to cut a Trigon because I feel like the Trigon's very, very cool. I just don't think. I think 1 is neat. I think 1 is a really cool trick, but I think 2 might be taking up too much of our points in order to do that. So I'm going to cut 1 Trigon. Sorry. And then let's see if we can fit. Oh, we can absolutely fit Warrior Brick. Cool. Okay. So if we cut 1 Trigon, and then we do Warrior times 6, which would be 150. That leaves us at 1925. Okay, so we have 75 points. So Neuronode, Chameleonic, Neurotyrant, Death Leaper. Means we have 7. What's up, Charlie? It is good to see you, man. And then yeah, we need to make sure that this is 2x3, not 3x3. Okay, very cool. You can put the. So Charlie, great question. I don't know if you were genuinely curious or just prompting my stream advertisement. In the community tab for Wednesday Night Warhammer on our YouTube channel, there's a post in there that I'm actually currently editing. Go ahead and put your list in there. And then once we get like 2 days before, I'm going to copy and paste however many lists I feel like I'll be able to get into. And then I'll actually remove those posts once I've copied them. So if all of a sudden you go back to that community post and you don't see your list there, it's not because I'm like, I'm not reviewing it. It's actually the opposite. It's actually because your list is going to be next in the queue. So if you would like to submit a list, do that. One more thing, if you're a member, you are going to get a little bit of a bump ahead in the line, but we're still reviewing for people that aren't. All right, cool. Speaking of which, I'm gonna zoom a little bit forward because we're spending quite a bit of time, which is fine. It's good. I think the only thing that I'm going to do right now is do this list because I don't want to change too much. We have 2 schools of thought that we could do. We could do 3x3 Raveners, or we could do 1x6 and 1x3 Raveners. I think either is an okay plan, but I think this is something that I would be excited about playing. I think I would be fine with playing this. The only thing, if we really want to push a little bit more competitive, one thing that we could immediately do to help that out, awesome, Charlie, I'd love to see it. One thing that would help out, just bump it a little bit further, is if we cut the Trigon, which would be really sad because the Trigon's very, very cool. And then we would put 2 10-man, oh, sorry, Kevin, 2 10-man gargoyle squads, which I definitely think would help with some of the sneaky stuff. Okay, Catherine, thank you again for being a member. We really appreciate the support, and thank you for submitting your list. It was very cool to look at. Please let me know how it's going with the Norn and Double Trigon stuff. If it's very good, if you found a tech that I'm not aware of, or if it's been very, very successful for you, definitely keep playing it. Just because I didn't want to put it in there does not mean that it is not viable or whatever. Thanks again, Catherine. Crash! I think you're here. I think you're still here. I don't know. But he's here. This is his list that he submitted. It's Invasion Fleet. Again. There he is. He's in chat. We have the Hive Tyrant standard loadout. Awesome. We have Death Leaper, Old One Eye, Neuro Tyrant, Broodlord with Perfectly Adapted. Very cool. Double Gargoyles, a man after my own heart, I see. We have 10 Gene Stealers. We have a 3-man Zoanthropes. We have 2 Maleceptors, 1 Lictor, 1 Biowar, 1 Exocrine, 1 Tyranifex, and then 1 Carnifex. Okay, and then that's the next one. I want to make room in the list for a 3-man unit of Raveners and another 3 Zoanthropes for a full block of them. Consider swapping Hormies or Termies for the Gargoyle. Would love feedback. All right. So, Crash, here's my thing. And then when I started kind of, I forget what update it was, but when like halfway through 10th edition, I was building lists and I was very hungry to do Old One Eye and do Gene Stealers in the same list. And in my opinion, I think it's just too much. It is just too much. I think you want to either choose one or the other. So Crash, while you are here, I know just like a list building exercise off of your gut feeling, which would you choose? And before you answer, I also think if we're doing the Old One Eye brick, we have got to have 2 Carnifexes. I think 1 Carnifex is okay, but I think 2 Carnifexes is really where you're getting your efficiency with the points. And you run the DAC effects, because you have like 24 shots that reroll everything. They explode and they're lethals. If you're within 6 of the Hive Tyrant, which you would probably pick Gene Stealers, so we're keeping Gene Stealers. Okay, sweet. Great. Thank you for your response. So we will drop Carnifex. We will drop Old One Eye, which should give us 245 points. And let me actually make this list. I actually don't think this is too far off from something that I ran recently, so it'll actually be easier. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. You want to watch when you look at, I'm thinking it's going to be, it'll be either bi-weekly or weekly. I'm thinking I probably could do it weekly, but we'll see. After today, I'll make a post and I'll decide. I won't keep you guys waiting. I won't leave you strung out or anything. All right, so we're keeping Gene Stealers, which I honestly like that plan. I think Gene Stealers are a little bit more efficient and they can get places a little bit quicker. Quicker. I said quicker because I was looking at the Lictor. All right, cool. Ooh, Crash. Yeah, you need to have a Biovore too. Yes, I agree. I like the Scout as well. So 1 Exocrine. We're going to be looking at Biovore. It's unfortunate that like you just have to have a Biovore, but in my opinion, you really, really, really have to have a Biovore. We only have 1 Tyranifex, 1 Exocrine, 2 Maleceptors. I already had a Biovore in there, so let's not do that. Okay, I'm missing something. I'm missing Zoanthropes. Boop. So that's 1590. Definitely missing something. Okay, so I'll just go from top to bottom. Oh, I'm missing the Death Leaper for sure. All right, so Hive Tyrant. I should have done this ahead of time. Sorry, guys. Broodlord with Perfectly Adapted. Let's slap that dude on there. Broodlord, Death Leaper, Neuro Tyrant, Hive Tyrant, Double Gargoyles, and then we have 1. Oh, you do have a Biovore. My mistake. 1 Biovore, 10 Gene Stealers, 1 Lictor, double Maliceptor, Tyranifex, and Zoanthropes. No, he has the Biovore. I was mistaken. My apologies, guys. Okay, cool. So I think what I have is correct, which is 1685. So we want to immediately bump this up to 6-man, which I like. I think it's very strong in Invasion Fleet, especially with the Neurotyrant, and then especially with like the lethals and all the different things that you can get, which is 1785. So that means we have 215 points to play with. I think we want to duplicate this. I think we should have 2 Lictors. I think Lone Ops are very strong right now. And that would give us 1845. So that means it's 155 points. I don't mind Ravenous another Lictor, maybe Pyrovore. So my thing with Pyrovore, and this is kind of where my thought was going, if we have 2 Maliceptors, I think we run a Pyrovore. If we don't have 2 Maliceptors, if we're interested in maybe in dropping one of the Maliceptors, then we don't run a Pyrovore. I've been on 1 Maliceptor, 2 Tyranifex. It's been pretty good. But yeah, Charlie, I think we're going a second Exocrine. So we're at 1845 by my calculations right now. If I duplicate and put another Exocrine in, then that is going to be, we will be at 1980, which is kind of neat. I personally, here's what we could do. With that, we could then drop the Maliceptor, drop 1 Maliceptor, and then we could do a second T-Fex, which would be kind of sick. Like that. This is kind of the gun line that I've been running with, and then yours is even gross, or more gross, because of the 6 Zoanthropes. And if we think about it, we have Death Leaper, we have 2 10-man gargoyles, and we have 2 Lictors for action stuff, that's pretty good. That's not bad. And another thing you could, no, I think I like this. Actually, I think I like this. The reasoning by that is because you have so many of these things that are just going to stack buffs on top of each other and then really, really allow for the rest of your army to kind of like churn off of that. 3-man Raveners would be kind of sweet. So what I would do for that is maybe drop the Death Leaper, and then that's your 75 points with 5 left over. You can play with that if you want or not. I like Raveners too. The uppy downy is pretty good, but the past couple of times that I've played Tyranids, I haven't run them. So, great. Okay. I think that's that list. I think I'm actually pretty happy with where that is. There's still some play in it. But yeah, I think I definitely do 2 Exocrine before I do 2 Maliceptors, just because the rerolling ones to hit and you can reserve the Exocrines really well. And then you just bring them on a flank. They give reroll 1s to hit for your entire army, and then everything else in your shooting phase is just phenomenal. So good rule of thumb, 2 Exocrines before 2 Maliceptors. And then honestly, I do 2 Exocrines, 1 Maliceptor, and then 2 Tyranifexes. And then we kind of go from there. Jeff, your Tyranid propaganda got me. My Hive fleet grows as I just ordered my Hive Tyrant at my local game store. Incredible. Congratulations. Find yourself an extra torso and you'll have 2 Hive Tyrants, and you can. And the Pulp, yes. Uppy Downy is great. And of course, Crash, I'm glad I was able to talk about your bugs. Okay, this is our first non-member here on our Army List show. And this is my favorite sentence or statement right here. I'm a new Tyranid. I'm a new Tyranids player. And I love seeing that because they're so cool. And I love seeing new people play and join the hobby. So chop them onions. Fantastic tag or fantastic name or whatever. Let's get into it. I'm a new Tyranids player. Only been collecting for about a month, but I've amassed the Leviathan box and the starter set. Very cool. So I think the starter set he's talking about is like half of the Leviathan box with some weird stuff in it, but it's a good way to start. I've made this list to kind of plan out what I should get next, as these are all the models I find cool. Hell yeah. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I put a asterisk next to models I'm yet to purchase, as I'm curious if they are actually worth picking up. I'm unsure if I'm sharing my list correctly, as I am so new. Just copied it from New Recruit gave me. Perfect. No, this is great. Thank you. Okay, so I'm assuming, yep, we're Invasion because perfectly adapted. We've got Broodlord. Man, everybody wants to run the Broodlord with it perfectly adapted. It's pretty good. It's fine. Hive Tyrant with adaptive biology. Neuro Tyrant, very... Chop the Monions. Charlie, you're a Monion, dude. Look out, dude. He's coming to chop you. Okay, I like this start. Characters are sweet. Very good. And we have yet to buy the Broodlord, and we have yet to buy the Hive Tyrant. Good to know. Gargoyles, we have yet to buy. 2 10-man. Oh, that's you. Okay. What's up, Jeff? Yeah, this is you. Thanks for being here. So Gargoyles, we've yet to buy. 2 Termagants. 5 Barbgots. Okay. Cool. Biovore. Excellent. Gene Stealers. Double Lictor. Raveners. Von Ryans. Zoanthropes. 2 Zoanthropes. Okay, so we've yet to buy the 2 Zoanthropes. Chop them onions. Jeff. Whatever. I don't know why people's names are different, too. We're going to immediately run this as a 6-man for sure. I'm not sure if that's just how you had it or whatever, but yeah, for sure. Exocrine. Cool. Maliceptor. Psychophage. Screamer Killer. Okay. Very cool. I don't mind this list too much. Chat, I'm sorry to do this to you again, but if you guys could talk amongst yourselves while I build this list. Sorry, first stream. Who's this? You know, it's a little scuffed, but it's okay. So we got the Broodlord. Boom, boom, boom. Those are the only 3. No Death Leap or anything. Cool. Okay. We've got 2 10-man Hormagaunts. We have 1 10-man Gargoyle. Boom. I've never used what's it called? New Recruit. I just told GW, I was like, fine, I'll pay for your stuff. And that's just kind of where I'm at. All right, cool. Do we have Von Ryans in this list? We're good. Yes, we do. We have 3x3. Woo-wee. Okay, that's a lot. And then we have a 6-man. We have 1 Maliceptor too. Cool. 1 Exocrine. 1 Maliceptor, 1780. Okay, just going to triple check this real quick. We have Screamer Killer, for sure. Oh, we got a Psychophage, too. Okay. Of course, yeah, it wasn't at... Oh, I do have that. Okay, Screamer Killer, Psychophage, Maliceptor, Exocrine, 6 Zoanthropes. Just 6 Von Ryans. Oh, Double Lictor and then Raveners is probably what I'm missing. Cool. Raveners. Gotta be missing something else. Is it Biowar in here? Jeez. This is tough. I do think Barbgons and Invasion can be cute, but I'll talk about it in a second after my brain stops. All right. I really need to do this beforehand. Okay, so we have Screamer Killer. Boom. We've got Psychophage. Where's the Psychophage? Boom. We've got 1 Maliceptor. Cool. We've got 1 Exocrine. Very nice. And that's the 6-man Zoanthropes. We've got 2 3-man Von Ryans. We've got a 3-man Ravener. We got 2 Lictors. And then we have 1 Biovore, and is it 2? What am I missing? 1955. Oh, did I do? What am I doing? Okay, we're going to go off of what you got here because my thing is messed up. I don't know. Am I missing like a character? Broodlord, Hive Tyrant, Neuro Tyrant, Gargoyle, 1010. Jeff, is this at exactly 2,000 points? Let me know what I'm missing. 70 points. Psychophage. Okay. Maybe he's just missing some points. Because I'm at 165. Okay. So a couple of things that I'm probably going to want to cut is I think these guys are okay, but I don't know. I just don't feel too excited about them. But Jeff, this is a very good core of a list. And I can tell that you're building towards stuff. So this is awesome to see. But I do think things that we're going to try and cut. Yeah, Jeff, if you could check real quick, that would be awesome. I'm at like 1835 or something. But I'm going to go ahead and start working on it and building up from this. So we are going to cut Barb Gaunts for now. Just trim points. I'm going to cut a Psychophage for now as well. Okay, so if we cut Barb Gaunts and Psychophage, yeah, I mean, it is pretty fun into 20-man infantry. It just can absolutely destroy stuff. And then I want to keep like all of the Leviathan stuff. I'm not going to like tell you, oh, all of this stuff, take it out right away. I'm just because that's not helpful, because then that actually is just like, hey, dude, thanks for a beat on the stream. Also spend $600 or else you can't play the game, which I think is not. That's not a thing. It is definitely a meta call. I agree. So we will go. So right now it's at 1780, which means we have 220 points to play with. I think definitely a second Exocrine. I think definitely a second Exocrine, because the Exocrine's going to work really well with these Zoanthropes, because the 6-man just stacks with the rerolls. So where's this Exocrine located? There. Okay. Boop. Second Exocrine, and then we're at 1915. Okay. And we I do kind of want to keep things as it is without messing things too much. So let's do this. Ooh, 1915. All right, chat. Come on. Let's go. We did it. Boom. Gargoyles. Okay, so Jeff, this is kind of what, and I don't want to stray too far off of what you got going on, because I honestly do think there's a couple of different like odd pieces that are just kind of out there a little bit, but I really do think it's not a bad list. I don't think the Psychophage is terrible. I don't think the Screamer Killer is terrible either. So let me run you down what I have, and then you can just say what you think. Oh, and I did cut this. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so I have Broodlord, Hive Tyrant, keep him as is, Narrow Tyrant. Then for our battle line, we have 2 10-man Gargoyles, 2 10-man Termagants. I think that's fine as well. Then we have the Biovore. We have Gene Stealers. We have Double Lictor. We have Maliceptor, Psychophage, Raveners, Screamer Killer, 2 3-man Von Ryans, 6-man Zoanthropes. There is an argument for the Termagants being a 20-man blob. And then I did 2 Exocrines. I forget if I said that or not. Sweet. So yeah, I think you probably could do these guys in a 20-man blob. I think that's fine. And then you can throw out the 5-up Feel No Pain, the Zoanthrope string out to give a 6-up invulnerable save. That's kind of sweet. And then also the Screamer Killer. I definitely think you want to put the Screamer Killer in reserves and do your best to rapid ingress him and then kind of profit. It is definitely kind of a tanky thing that definitely lends its way for people to have a hard time into. Things that I think would be a really good upgrade after this going forward is I think dropping the Psychophage and the Screamer Killer eventually to maybe get 1 or 2 Tyranifexes. But other than that, I think you got a really good core going on, Jeff, and I'm excited that you're here to hear me talk about your list. Sweet. So thanks for being here. I'm going to move a little bit quicker just because I understand that it is It's later than I thought, but I'm having a great time with you guys. Cool. Oh, okay. They're guard heavy, melee blitz. That's two different things. It's a lot. But yeah, so move block the melee stuff and shoot guard if you can. Guard is kind of spooky. Base hammer 303. I thought he was here. I don't know if I saw him or not. Any tweaks or advice for my list? The gun line is the base of the list, but I feel indecisive about the enhancements / support units. And we are again on Invasion Fleet 2K. Perfect. Hey, dude, this is our mascot. The Brood Lord with perfectly adapted. He's fine. I think the 15 points, yeah, absolutely, Jeff, man. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate the support and everything. I think it's fine. Like if you have 15 extra points, then it goes to a Brood Lord. But we'll see. Hive Tyrant with adaptive biology. Hormagaunts. Termagants. Okay. Biovores. Exocrine. Gene Stealers. Lictor. Maleceptor. Pyrovore. Tyrannifex. Oh boy. Base hammer, this is very good. Like, I'm sorry, I don't. It's tough because I'm like, I want to like give a lot of points, but this is very good. So the only thing that I am missing is I do like this because I do like the Pyrovore, because with double Maleceptor, you're gonna want to have a Pyrovore kind of babysit a little bit, so that the Pyrovore can strip cover off, and then the Maleceptor can... AP2 is kind of a rough breaking point, in my opinion. So the stripping off the cover and making sure that ignores cover from that is basically like +1 AP, which I think is really good. I love the double Lictor. I love the double Exocrine. Very nice. Oh my gods. The only thing I'm missing is Gargoyles. These are good too. Let's see, this is tough. Like I'm almost like, this is just good. So, and this goes for everybody's list. If you have your list already, go ahead and play it a couple times before you make any changes, of course. Before you go to your local game store and you spend $600 on 18 Maleceptors. Before you do anything like that, play your list and see if you like it, okay? But what we could do is, like I was saying before, we could drop a Maleceptor and then have 2 10-man gargoyles. But I think for you, Base Master, I don't even think I'm really going to say too much about that. Oh, actually, I would do that. So, okay, so I'll tell you what I personally would run, and then I will tell you what I think you maybe could practice to see if you like this list as is, and then moving forward. Torrent gun on the Gons. I'm not sure what it means, but pretty cool. Oh, I almost said something crude. Some of the Tyranid weapons have very interesting choices. Okay, so this is what I would do. I would drop the Maleceptor for sure. Drop the Termagants, and then I would have a third Lictor. And let me talk to you about why the Strangleweb. Yeah, I got you. All right, so I think I ran something very close to this for a while. Cool. So here it is, and then we got 15 points on perfectly adapted. I think it's still fine. Double Hormagaunts, double Gargoyles. So what this allows you to do is have 2 Hormagaunts on the field, and then 1 Gargoyle squad on the field, and then 1 Gargoyle squad in the sky. Seems pretty good. That's fine. And then what you are also going to want to do is reserve a Lictor so that you can rapid ingress him for free, which is pretty good, just scoring points. And then you definitely want to either reserve this or have the Pyrovore be directly... Oh, am I? Oh, no, I'm good. Or have the Pyrovore be directly next to the Maleceptor, and they kind of walk up together the whole time. But yeah, dude, Base Master, I think what you had submitted before is... Or Base Hammer, Base Master. Base Hammer, I think what you had submitted before was actually really good as well. I think you should definitely, if you have all those models, play that list 4 or 5 times. I would be what you submitted is something that I would be perfectly fine submitting at a tournament. So you're in the lead for list of the night. I don't know. That's the thing that I just said. But good job. If you try cutting one Maliceptor, try cutting it, and then kind of play with those points. And then one thing that I think everybody should do when you're testing out these lists is deploy the army on search and destroy. Okay, and if you have such a terrible hard time on deploying it on search and destroy, something probably should give. Something should shake up, and then that'll help you also understand how many things to reserve, how many units to place where. So that's another kind of a list breaker is search and destroy. So cool. All right, moving on, because we are kind of wrapping up a little bit, or maybe not wrapping up. Let's see how many lists. We have Waffle Garcia, and then we have Sirloin. Oh, then that's the last one. Okay, so we have 2 more lists. Amazing. Very cool. So, Waffle Garcia. Let's take a look. I'll be going to my first RTT in 2 weeks. This is the list that I'm bringing. Very cool. Well, we got another Vanguard Onslaught. Awesome. So we have the Swarmlord. And then Chameleonic is on the Broodlord. Okay, cool. We have Deathleaper, Old One Eye, the Swarmlord, Broodlord, Winged Tyranid Prime, and then 2 10-man Hormigons, which is kind of cool, kind of sick. 10-man Gene Stealers, double Lictor, double Neurolictor, 3 Raveners, 6 Tyranid Warriors, and then Carnifex, or is it just one Carnifex? It's just one Carnifex, Screamer Killer, Tyranifex. Okay, very cool. Awesome. So before I get into this, there's actually a lot of you just chilling in here, and I really appreciate that. If you could do something for me, just like this stream. That would be amazing. If you could just like this stream and share it around. If this is something that we really, really like doing, then of course I will make it a weekly thing. Just give me a little bit of help. There's 31 people in here, I think, and we have 7 likes. So if we get to that like 30 likes, that would be amazing. Okay, cool. That's my stream shilling. There you go. All right. Okay, so I really like the Swarmlord. I think the Swarmlord is pretty cool. I think he's sweet. And I know you have an RTT in 2 weeks, so I'll do 2 things. I'm gonna talk to you about how I think I would play this list, and then I'll tell you about maybe some things that you could think about in the future to add or change for your Vanguard Onslaught list. Okay, I think that's pretty fair. So things that we are going to do is at first, and maybe I do this. I'll put him down here just so we remember that he's there. So I'm gonna take out the Carnifex combo. We have 2 Carnifexes in there. Ooh, I thought it was just 1. Double Carnifex, Old One Eye, and Vanguard Onslaught is actually kind of spicy. I'm actually not sure I want to cut it after I just realized. Okay, but I think we are going to, because that is 230 plus 150. Yeah, it's 380 points. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that's just a lot of points. Okay, and then we're going to double this up. Very cool. And then we'll just do another Broodlord. Let's see. Boom. Okay, cool. So we're there, and then we have 10. So I need to do this before. So we have 380, right? 380 points minus 250, I think is what a Broodlord combo is. Broodlord 150, no, 230. Okay, cool. So 380 and then 230. So that means we'll have 150 points to play with. Very cool. Chat, if I'm doing math in front of a bunch of people, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm okay with it. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Grandolph. We're going to do this probably every week. So go ahead and submit your list in our community post that is in our YouTube channel. I'll get around to it, man. Yeah, no worries. I really appreciate you hopping into chat and hanging out for a second. But yeah. Okay, so if we cut the Carnifex brick, we have 150 points. Oh, and that is doubling the Gene Stealer blob, because I think that's, I just want to do that, I think. Then we have 150 points, and so we can do a couple things with this. We could... There's no Von Ryans. Very interesting. Do we have Chameleonic somewhere? Yes. Okay. So what we could do is, I think I like doing another one of these. And then that would leave us with 75 more points. And then we probably, we could do a Lictor. You know, I think I want a 1x3 Von Ryans. And that's 70 points. We're going to have just a little bit of play left over, but that's what it is. For your RTT, though, who is this again? Waffle Garcia. Excellent. Oh, shoot. No memes list. Actually, no memes list this week. I will make sure that I find at least one meme list for next week. So with this, when you have this is incredible, by the way. I love that. I think we reserve these for sure. I think we reserve these, especially if you're doing something like Search and Destroy or like a map that gets a little bit crowded. And you can, oh, and I cut out a Screamer Killer too. Oh my gosh. My apologies. Jeez. Yeah, we want to have a Scream Killer in there. Awesome. This is even better now. Okay, Hollow, I'll take a look at it for sure. Thanks, man. I'll be on the lookout for it. Okay, so you reserve these, of course, and then you can bring them in turn 1 if you want to, and then just shoot somebody just a whole bunch with your Carnifexes. I will say one thing. I think you want to do the DAC effects. I think you want to do Death Spitters, just 4 Death Spitters, and then do all of like the shoulder cannons and like the spit stuff. That is definitely something that you want to do for that brick, because thanks, Hollow. I appreciate it. Oh, what's up, Base Hammer? Yeah, we looked at your list, dude. It was awesome. It was a very good list, because it's just so many shots. I think it is a little bit less in Invasion, but yeah, but it is still good. Now, another rule of thought is in Vanguard Onslaught, these guys can fall back and charge, which could be kind of cool. And maybe that's one of the reasons why you have the Crushing Claws and you kind of have like the mixed layout instead of just full melee or full shooting, which could be pretty cool. So if you're onto a tech right here and you know that the Carnifexes are just doing really well with the fallback and charge and then just going back into stuff, that could be something cool. However, I do think for Vanguard Onslaught, we do want to kind of lean a little bit more into its strength with its advancing and charging and everything. So I definitely like a minimum of 20 Gene Stealers in there. And then everything else was kind of fine. I think Swarmlord is an interesting pick. And I think he does well because it isn't a CP intensive army. Because you want to be able to reactive move if you so choose. And then the lone op and everything is really, really cool. In addition, you're definitely going to want to reserve the Winged Prime and the Tyranid Warriors so that you can rapid ingress them, hopefully, and then advance and charge. Okay? Don't do that into Tau. It was really bad one time. I rapid ingressed them, and then he fire and faded away from me. It was terrible. I did not win that game. Okay, but Waffle Garcia, first and foremost, dude, good luck at your first RTT. I really hope you come back and tell me how everything was. You know, post in our Discord if you're not a part of it already. But enjoy it. I think you kind of have a really cool list off the bat with the Carnifexes, the Swarm Lord, the Screamer Killer, and everything. But I definitely think I would kind of, if you're sticking with Vanguard, I would definitely try and build into more Gene Stealers. Also, just a thought, this list could do well with just putting in Invasion. I don't know. Carnifexes make me kind of want to go Invasion, but we'll see. Anyways, Waffle Garcia, thank you so much for posting your list. Let me know what you think in the comments, and moving on. Sirloin, the last list of the night. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. It's been a crazy crowd. And I appreciate everybody chilling in chat. It's been really, really, really kind of fun. And the support that we've had for our first one of these, amazing. Very cool. So let's get into Sirloin's list, and then we'll say goodbye for the night. I'm new to playing, building a Vanguard onslaught list. I love your video on it, by the way. Thank you so much. Debating on dropping some Battle Line or my Swarmlord to get some Lone Ops in, or maybe some anti-tank. Not sure which to prioritize first with purchasing. Very cool. Okay, so this is his list. Debating on dropping some Battle Line or my Swarmlord to get some Lone Ops and or maybe some anti-tank. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at it. We'll zoom out, and then we'll kind of see where we are. Oh, you can't see the last bit of the list, but I will read it to you. Sorry, folks. So we have awesome base hammer. Great. We have the Swarmlord. We have Broodlord with Neuronode. Very good. We have another Broodlord. We have a Winged Hive Tyrant. We have a Winged Tyranid Prime. We have double Gargoyles, Hormagaunts, Termagants, and then the stuff that you can't see, I'm sorry, Biovore, 2 10-man Gene Stealers, 6-man Tyranid Warriors, 3 Von Ryan's Leapers, 3 Zoanthropes, 3 Ripper Swarms, okay, Carnifex, 1 Carnifex, and 1 Moloch. Okay, cool. So things that jump out to me first is if you're doing Vanguard Onslaught, I definitely think you want to go with more Lone Ops first, if that's the detachment that you're excited about, and then we can kind of go from there. All right, so things that stick out for me is the Carnifex, which you really can't see because my layout is a little bit jacked. That's fine. Or actually, we could probably just do this. Ah, wow, technical genius over here. I don't set up the stream, folks. I don't know if you. All right. Anyways, so the lone Carnifex, I'm not super cool on. So we're gonna cut him out. I'm just gonna post him down here so that we remember he's there. And then the Ripper Swarms, I'm gonna cut them out too because we just really don't need to have Ripper Swarms. I think Tyranids can just do stuff without Ripper Swarms. So that right away will leave us at 165 points. So first things first, we're going to bring that down to 65 points by making it 6 Zoanthropes. That's going to be 200 points. We have 65 points left. And then we will definitely do a Lictor. And those are 60 points now, so that means we have 5 points left over. Very cool. 5 points left over. All right. Then next he was saying dropping the Swarmlord to prioritize anti-tank and Lone Ops. Okay, so what we've done already, we kind of have some anti-tank right there with these Zoanthropes. I personally am not I'm not in love with the Moloch, but I'm going to see about if we keep it because I feel like Moloch stands are very loyal to their Molochs. Okay, so let's drop the Swarmlord for sure. I think he's kind of cool, but if we have a Winged Hive Tyrant, we're definitely going to want to have the Winged Hive Tyrant instead of Swarmlord, and I definitely think there isn't an argument to have both. I think that's just too much. Ooh, and I just forgot how much. He's 240 points. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, so we're at 245 points. Awesome. So what we can do, that's so many points. Oh my gosh. 245 points. I don't think I love the Termagants either. So we're gonna actually be at 300 points. Okay. Cool. Great. We have Moloch. Boom, boom. So I think we do this. I think we get another Lictor for sure. 60 points, and then we're back to that. Did I say 305? Okay. We're at 240 points back there. I forget. If I'm off by 5 points, it's okay. 240 points. We could do something that I think is missing is Exocrines. And I know we're not like Invasion or anything. I have to do it. I think I am going to cut the Moloch. Thanks, Base Hammer. I really appreciate it. Yeah, dude, your list was like bang on. It was really, really good. We're gonna drop the Moloch for sure. Okay, so that's 145 points. That means we're up at 285. Okay, cool. And then the next thing that we are going to do, oh, this is just kind of like, this would finish the list if we did this. If we just did exactly what I'm thinking, we just do exocrine. The reason why was that 285 points. So you have 15 points to play with. The reason why is even in Vanguard Onslaught, we do want some kind of shooting threat. I think exocrines are really good to have it. You can reserve them and they can come in. But also with the zoanthropes, yeah, that's pretty rough. Moloch stands love their Molochs. It's getting gone. So with zoanthropes hitting on 2s, yes, this is a Vanguard Onslaught. Welcome into the stream, Martin. This is, with them hitting on 2s, just the exocrines being able to reroll the 1s or shoot at something and then the zoanthropes reroll the 1s, I think it's really, really beneficial for the army just to have that extra bit of efficiency. The zoanthropes already have lethals in, so it's kind of like a cool thing to have for Vanguard Onslaught. But I think it definitely just gives that the little bit of a nudge going forward. I'm sorry I did terrible things to your Carnifexes and your Moloch, but I think this is kind of the direction that I would go. Some things to also consider, maybe some more lone ops. We could maybe cut this for another lictor, or we can think about cutting the Tyranid Warriors, but I think they're actually okay. I think that's it for tonight. You know, I really appreciate everybody hanging out with me. This was really, really fun. Even though it was a little bit scuffed, you guys can't see it right now, but my entire setup is kind of flipped from what I was trying to make it because like it was OBS just wasn't working at the beginning of the stream. But to recap, I see Nicholas. Would you look over my list? I would love to look over your list. One last way how we're doing it, there's a community post in our YouTube channel. Go ahead and post your list and I will get to it. If you're a member, you're going to get a little bit of a bump, but you know, I am going to get through everybody as I can. I did 3 members today and I did 4 non-members today. So of course I will get to everybody when I get the chance. Yes, this VOD will be posted. I don't think I'm kind of a boomer at the streaming part, so I will work on getting better at it. But yeah, one last time, thanks everybody for hanging out with me. Go ahead and submit some. I'm going to edit that one, Bean Creature, just so it has a different title, and I'm just going to edit the posts as they come in. I'll just delete the list if I'm reviewing them in the upcoming stream. So if your list vanishes, it's not because I think you're mean or whatever. It's because it's about to be on the Army List review show. All right, everybody. I should get going. This was a whole lot of fun. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'm playing Blood Angels this Wednesday. Check us out. It's gonna be a good time. All right, everyone. Take it easy. Thanks. Bye-bye.